back to your body and just feel the universe. Here we go. H, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ich, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach, Ni, Sam, Shi, Go, Ro, Shich, Hach. If I look around, if I note, what I mainly notice is try to drive your hara with your legs, so your legs move, so your hara, this space moves, and this is relaxed up from the hara. Use your legs to drive this. Make sure it turns like we were just doing in the exercises. Yes. Don't go too far. Very relaxed. Okay. Close up. Close down. Other side. Close up. Close down.
Ich, ni, sam, shi, go. 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 Ich, ni, sam, shi, go.
On the right side. Both. Okay.
Ich, ni, sam, shi, go. Ich, ni, sam, shi, go. Ich, ni, sam, shi, go.
And forward. Ich, ni, ich, ni, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, ich, ni, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, ich, ni, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, ich, ni, ich, ni, sam, shi. Ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, go, rock, sich, touch, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, go, rock, sich, touch, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, go, rock, sich, touch, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, go, rock, sich, touch. Kata.
Ich, ni, sam, shi, 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 ro, rock, sich, hach, 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 ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, ich, ni, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, ich, ni, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, ich, ni, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ich, ni, sam, shi, ro, rock, sich, hach.
And just like the first session, we did the bear walk and then rolling. And really relax all your joints. Again, for the few people who are new, so don't be stiff, like a stiff animal. Really relax close to the ground. Relax your legs and roll and just relaxing the joints. Yeah?
Okay, so we're going to go back to the movement we did in the first session, this movement. I mean, I'm going to change it a little bit because I was noticing when we were doing technique, a lot of people were doing this or bending backwards. And I really, really, really need you to keep your center of gravity in front of yourself here. Doesn't matter how you're moving, you can never do this. Yeah, your head is behind your bum and you're off balance. Yeah, it's really hard, especially when you've got somebody else hanging off you. It's not just, you know, oh, you can key test me while I'm like this, yeah, but you've got another person hanging off your body there. So you've got to keep your center of gravity in front of you. So what I want, back to the imagery thing, I want everybody to do this. Yep, so I've bent my knees. So it's not just as simple as bending your knees, because if you bend your knees the wrong way, you end up clenching up your bum muscle, which is not right. So I once heard somebody say, pick up a bar stool. So it's like you want to sit on a bar stool, but you actually don't sit on it. Yeah. So what I do is soften the knees, and then I put my fingers on my pelvis, and then I push it back slightly, like I'm reaching back for the bar stool. And at the same time, the perineum, does everybody know what that is? Perineum, yeah? Between your legs, in the middle of your front bit and your back bit, is your perineum.
That's very nice to say.
I like to call for it.
Yeah, so it's in the middle of your undercarriage. Pull up. I've got it.
We understand.
Without actually describing it.
We want more synonyms.
You want your more?
It's clear.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You can call it your well of happiness, okay? So, you brought me here. Yeah, back. And then, arms like this, like you've got a tree in front of you. Yes? Like this. For you, Eric, imagine you're George Ledger, okay? Where is he? Yeah. So, like this. Now, when you're moving, if you lean backwards, that tree is going to crush you to death. Yeah, so you've got to carry that tree all the way across the mat without it falling on you. So there's an image, and I literally mean, in your mind, if you do something wrong, you should be feeling that. So we're here, and this is the first shoulder, and I pick up the tree, yeah? And my team comes, still pick up the tree, again. Again. Yep. So none of this because people are like running away from the hand. Now the tree is going to protect you. This is your tree. You can call it whatever you like. So we're making up names. Yeah. So this is me and Martine and my mate Bob.
My fault.
Yeah.
It's Bob.
They're your students. Anyway, grab a partner and have a play. Right, just stay where you are for a minute. I just want to add to the explanation because I've had a few people that aren't imagining their trees heavy. So, just here, when I describe this, it's what your pelvis is doing. Yeah? Your upper body, if there's a tree there, it has to be straight. You want to keep the tree straight. So if you do this and you bend with it and you grab hold of that tree, you're gonna, yes? So the upper body has to stay straight because you want to keep the, if you've got a big tree, if you've got a big Bob, then you're going to hold him straight, yeah? If Bob starts to lean, you're in real trouble. Yeah, so what the pelvis shape is that? The upper body's trying to keep the relationship between me and Bob really good. Yeah, because as soon as Bob starts to want to run away from me, I'm in real trouble. Yeah? So, straight. Yeah? Alright. Right. How heavy is the tree? If it's, well, for me, it's this big. So how big's your tree?
Well, I have a little trick.
So you had your arms like this. So even a tree of that diameter is going to weigh a lot.
It's a nice to bear.
Like if it was, say, 4 metres tall and was laying on the ground, I don't think I would be able to lift that one into it. So you're talking about a substantial amount of weight here. Yeah? And so what I'm seeing is like maybe everybody's tree's made of balsa wood. I want it to be substantial. We're talking about Iwa no Mi, body of stone. I want it to be, and there's a reason for it. We were just talking about it. So one of the things that, do what you were doing before with the stupid, yeah. So see this? I call this one hugging the gorilla. There's nothing to do. So the shoulders need to be seated. Drop your shoulders. So to seat the shoulders, the scapula need to pull down. So come behind my back. Put your hands on the scapula. Yeah. Feel them in. Yeah. Yours are out here at the moment.
Okay.
One here.
Yeah.
So they're pinched together. Yeah. It's really important. I'm not going to do it here, but like when I was teaching in Australia 5 years ago, I had lineups of people touching my body while I was doing stuff. Look, you feel the shoulder blades have disappeared. The shoulder blades need to disappear. Yeah, so it's actually really hard because I'll say to most people, I reckon I can pick most people from the audience and say, seat your scapula. Okay, so do the trick. See this? Sticking out. Pull them in. So, touching them behind my back. Feel them? Pull it out like this.
Okay, yeah.
One in like this.
Yeah.
Okay. Sensei actually has talked about this quite a bit, to pull the shoulder blades in and down. And it's actually much harder than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in your mind it's like, oh, I've got them in. And then no, they're sticking out like chicken wings. It's like when you lay on the floor. It's exactly that feeling. You don't lay on the floor with your shoulder blades sticking out because it'd hurt. So if I got you all to roll over now and you had your shoulder blades sticking out, you'd pull them in. So it's the same shape that you have for your back if you were laying on the hard floor. So then imagine, come back to that silly word again, imagination, that you're laying on that hard floor and that's the shape that I need the shoulder blades to be in. Any more out than that, your upper body starts to incline. So this is straight down, like a real shimbashiro. This is the back of my body is straight down into the ground. Yeah, this even out a little bit creates wings, and those wings, when forces coming in, create tangents that your body can't deal with. It's like having a nicely laid road for the energy to go over, and somebody put a speed hump somewhere, or 2 speed humps. Yeah, so that's what it feels like. All right, jump back up. So the first thing we did was get rid of the shoulders. Yeah. So let's hug something nice now. Okay. Good. Okay. And so from here and the knees and everything. So hold the tree. Now this tree is really heavy. Hold the tree. Stretch up and down. Yeah. Now again, hold the tree. Doesn't move. Because you start to imagine that this thing is actually really heavy. Yeah? And I feel what's being imagined. There's a tree there. You become the tree. So your mate Bob and you become one. So I want this sensation in everybody. Imagine the tree. So now what I want you to do with your partner is, as you're going up and down the mat, every third time they step back, go stop and run around behind them and see if their chicken wings are sticking out. Then if not, then no, don't do that. You know when you were a kid and your dad used to come up behind you and go, stand up straight. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, like that. But I'm not going to walk around the mat and go, hey, stand up straight. But they can't be sticking out. So really try to get that feeling. Even if you have to lay on the floor to get that feeling, it's really important. It's really, really, really important. Because it's about creating that whole structure. This is a separation point. It's a point of tension when that's sticking out. It's got to be in. So it's nice and smooth, like the smooth road. Yeah? All right, jump up and try again. Everybody's tree. Become intimate with your tree. That's the way. The natural tendency, right, when the arms go this way, is the actual shoulder blades want to go that way with it, yeah? What I'm saying to you is, you can tell your body to say, my arms can go this way, but my shoulder blades can go in the opposite direction. And most people would think your shoulder can't do that, but it can. Yeah, so maybe the easiest way to find the feeling is do this, and let your shoulder blades go up, and then leave your arms there, and now try to pinch your shoulder blades back towards your spine, while your arms stay there. Because the tendency is you lift your arms and they'll just want to go with it because they've done that all the time. So let them go, and then go, hey, come back, and then pull them back. Can we feel it? Yes? So maybe that's the best way to start. Actually let them do the wrong thing and then go to them, have a conversation with your body and go, you know, it's like, oh, bring them back. You need to talk to your body more. It's like those people that can move their ears. Or do that with your nose. Yeah, so that kind of thing. You know? So have a talk to your body, because if you do more than you can give.
For me, it helps if you just slowly relax and you relax and goes up, then it's naturally it stays there.
Yeah, but most people don't. Most people like up instead of
relaxing, elbows stay down, and it just stays seated.
Yeah, so my other image is hand up, me down. So as the hand goes up, the rest of me goes down. Yeah, so not just the scapula, but everything. Yeah, hand up, me down. The moment this hand starts to go up, I should start to go down. Because if I go up with my hand, my one point goes up and my whole energy goes up and stuff. So these two move in opposing directions. Yeah. All confused? You came in. You could have, as if you were expecting anything else. Yes? No? So the other thing that you need to try to do is I go down. So when I raise the hands, I go down. The other thing that I do is my spine, my lumbar spine, I push back. Yeah, so if a part of me goes this way, some part of me has to go that way. That's the balance of yin and yang. Yeah? So if I raise these arms up and nothing goes back there, then I'm all front. So what I do is the lumbar spine pushes back as the hands go up. So this part of my spine, I push back. So there's another, it's easy to train this stuff because you can just lay on the floor and do it. So here's another exercise for it. Have a go at it, okay? So no, you stay up so you can watch what I'm doing. I'm just going to go to sleep for a while. So you're on the ground, come. So put your hand under my back here. Yeah? You should be able. There should be a hollow under the back, yeah, where your lumbar spine is. Now your hands, put them on your chest here, and then as your hands move away, you'll feel this straight away. The lumbar spine will push towards the floor. And then release, and then out, and then release, and then out, and then release. That action is really important. Every time you project somebody forward, that part of your body needs to actually go out. It balances the technique. All right, so everybody lay down. Grab a partner. Get them to shove their hand under your lumbar spine. Those of you from not any other part of the world. It's important that we think about the directions of the body being balanced at all times. You know, so if you're going to throw somebody and you project forward, then I'm forward. Yeah, I'm not balanced. But if I do this, the lumbar spine goes that way while the arms go that way, then I'm completely balanced and I can be relaxed when I throw. But the moment I go forward, I'm going to have to create tension somewhere to hold my structure where it is. So if I'm going to throw and I release and stay relaxed, then this has to be the shape. The moment this is the shape, I've got tension. And the tension is here. When I come back to there, there's no tension there at all because I've balanced the shape or the structure within myself. Yeah, this is out of balance, this is balanced. So that's just another one to add to it. Yay!
Please,
All right.
you can come in.
Yeah, good. So now we're going to play with what I call the wave motions of the body, or the two. It's actually the small orbit of the body. So once again in Chinese martial arts, your ki orbits your body in two directions. From your undercarriage up the front of yourself and back down and back under, and then in the opposite direction as well. Yeah? Then you can start to imagine that you breathe and you do the same thing. And then O-sensei actually used to put it into action. And somewhere along the line we missed it a little bit. So if you watch old footage of O-sensei doing funikogi, he doesn't do this. He does this. He goes in, up, out, down. In, up, out, down. So he's doing this orbit of the body. Then all of a sudden, and this is the real kicker, he changes. So he'll be in the middle of doing this orbit and then he suddenly goes, oh, I'll go the other way now. And goes this way. This is all in the middle of funikogi. He doesn't miss a beat. He does it about 4 times and then he changes it completely. And everybody's there going, I didn't see that. So what he's doing is opening and closing the body, and then he starts to orbit the body. So this is this orbit. The other one is this orbit. One is representative of Aiki Age. The other one is representative of Aiki Sage. Yeah, so Aiki up and Aiki down. So, jump up. All right, so arms out. We're gonna pull in at hip height. So come back, then stand your sacrum. It doesn't have to go up heaps, just up. Don't push yourself up out of the ground and make tension here. So everything is subtle. In, up, out, drop, in, up, out, drop, in, up, out, stop. Now from here, at this height, in, drop, out, up, in, drop, out, up, in, drop, out, up, in. So you should be orbiting the body in this direction now. And then this direction. This is we were talking about last night, the feeling that I get for drifting. Up and drift out and come back. Drift out and come back. Some I'll drift out and lift up. Others I'll drift out and go down. So it's that feeling. And then within it is a breath. So I'll breathe in. So if I was to give you a description, I breathe under my feet. So in my mind, I breathe under my feet, up the back of my body, and then it comes crashing down over the front like a wave. Yep, so. And as I do, I can feel the movement in my fascia, which is my connective tissue. Your muscles are wrapped in it, it's white. When you go to the butcher, unlike me who's a vegetarian, and you buy meat, that white shit that's on the outside of it that you cut off, it's really hard to chew, that's fascia. Yeah, and it's wrapped your entire body because the fascia connects to your tendons and ligaments. And so your whole body is connected by this stuff. And the muscles, they're just meat in this sack made of fascia. Yeah? So when I go back and up, I'm feeling the movement of that go through my body, through my fascia, not through my muscles. And then the imagery becomes really important because then I'm breathing under my feet and going back. Then I change my mind and I've got somebody here, and then as they come to attack, if I want to use that imagery, I breathe under my feet, but guess what? I'm going to breathe under your feet as well. So I'm going to pull your feet out from underneath you. Oh look, see his feet went out from underneath. Funny that. Why'd your feet go?
Yeah.
I breathe.
Yeah.
So in my mind, as the person's coming, I'm going under your feet and under my feet. And you make contact with that feeling of skidding out. Yeah? Now, the opposite one was under my feet. So I'm going to do this wave now. Under my feet, up your back, down my back. Yeah? So push towards me, under. This direction. Yeah? So from here again. Hips.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my mind, as you come in, I go under your feet. Under your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not here going, I want to throw you. I go under your feet. So if I come back to the point of contact and I try to throw, I can't because I'm just here. It jams, yeah, and keeps that pressure. And I release down, under, and up and over the top. So it's, I use my imagination in a practical way. And without that imagery, then all I've got is this, and I don't want that, so it's not that, it's okay, so you're leading the person. So, yeah. Pushing towards me. Push. We're not throwing the person, yeah? So all of this imagery stuff, I make myself a wave. I go down and under, or I go up and over.
You throw his mind there.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. Funny that.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing this, I'm doing this. And then I start to use the imagery of and so this one, when I go up and over, I go down the back of myself. It's a feeling. So when you start to do particular throws, we imagine that we're throwing the person. You know, so this is a classic example where people will step back and then pull the person here, go back. But the feeling is still the same here. So I go under the feet. down the back of myself and I can keep moving forward. I don't need to go back with him. Back. It's down the back of him, I'll go over here. So I'm not pulling you. I'm making this shape in my body, and making that shape frees me up to still go forward even though I'm projecting you backwards. This is what you're observing with the sword work, isn't it? Yeah? So we trap ourselves because of the desire to throw somebody, like, oh, I'm going to throw you. And then it's like, oh, I'm back here. And his mate's running at you with a spear. We give up the structure for the technique. You can never give up the structure for the technique. The people that did that, they're the ones that are buried on the battlefield. Yeah, so don't give up the structure for the technique. Yeah. So this one is important. So from here, step back, but don't allow your body weight to drift back like you're pulling the person. So from here, relax your arms, step back, and then this is forward. Yeah. And imagine that you're doing that to the person. Yes? Imagine. Don't fall back. Yeah? Alright, so let's do it in a couple of teams. Yeah?
In this direction, yeah.
And slowly, and I want you to get that feeling of going forward while that person's going backwards. Don't pull and fall backwards with them and fall over with them. You need to be there. Yeah? Alright, come on, grab somebody and have a bit of a go at it. It's a feeling, so it takes time. So, we're going to do it again. What I'm noticing is this sudden urge to throw the other person. Yeah? So, this is a circuit. And this is a circuit. Complete the circuit. Don't go, oh, I've thrown him, it's over. It's complete the entire circuit. Don't shortcut it. You're not throwing the person, you're moving yourself. So from here, the arms don't just go up and in, and then, oh, I've thrown him, and then it's over. You complete the circuit. Bang. Everything comes back to the origin point. I'm not throwing him, I'm moving myself. So if I don't complete the circuit, it's just like you've got somebody here and you're pulling on them, and then I stopped. So the circuit's incomplete. I'm trying to throw him, but I'm not. I'm not trying to throw him at all. I'm trying to complete a circuit of my body, one lap of my body, like running around the oval, one full lap. Don't worry about that person. Just do your lap. One lap of you, you know, inside. And we get so caught up on, oh yeah, I got him, and then you don't complete the you. So what, you weren't doing something to yourself anymore. You started throwing that person, and that's what I'm saying. Complete the movement, and then walk away. I did one lap of me. I'm tired. I'm going to walk away. But at the moment, we're like, pull, stop. I threw the person. You're not throwing anybody. This is a study of yourself. They're just helping you to study yourself.
You're still actually kneeling down?
I don't need to. I want you to kneel down. I don't need to. When you get the circuit right, you won't need to. Even as big as I am, I don't need to. I just do the circuit.
Do you actually pull, or do you shift?
Who's received for me? Do I pull? What does it feel like? This is come here, film it. This is actually one of the training tools we introduced in Australia. David Bartos does it all the time. He tells people what it feels like, so you understand. Like, so tell them.
Just like
I've heard that really technical in Denmark.
so it feels like you're going forward, and suddenly you are. Yeah, but you are put into a movement. But it's not like you're pulling. You're just getting into a wave. Like if you are in the sea, in the ocean, and you get hit by a big wave. You just. Same feeling.
So it's like, it's exactly like that feeling. If you make a big wave and then suddenly you decide you want to, oh, look at that wave, it's nice, and put your hand into it, guess where you're going? With the wave.
Surfing along, body surfing on the top of the wave and going splash.
That's right.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's, imagine that this is a big roller, yeah, and it's rotating, and then suddenly you decide, oh, I might lean on that. And the next thing you know, you wake up in the next suburb because you've touched it and it's gone, and you're attached to it now because it's under rotation. You became part of it, and it picks you up and spits you out the other side. It doesn't need to pull, it just needs to be in rotation. Now, if I did start to pull, then you'd resist. But if the object was spinning there and you didn't realise that it was spinning and you touched it, then you would be slingshot out the back, yeah, not pulled. Yeah. So you're trying to create this rotation in your body, and then suddenly somebody touches that rotation.
So, what's stopping the person coming straight and rolling into you then?
Sensibility.
But is there not some turning going on in there?
No, I duck out one of your armpits actually, so that I don't crash into you. That's why I'm not going down on my knees. But when the person does go down on their knees, then you should be taking your kami to the side of the knee that drops away. Because to go towards the knee that's up, that's really dangerous for you. So that's why I said sensibility. So you have to have this subtlety that we talk about, this intimacy and this like intelligence almost. You think about what you're doing, yeah? If this leg drops away, that's where I should be rolling because it's safe for me. It's not safe for me to run headfirst into somebody's knee that is sticking up. That's called, I don't really understand Buddha. Because if you imagine that knee is now a weapon. Yeah, your elbows and your knee points, besides the crown of your head, your elbows and your knees are the hardest points. And you don't want your forehead to meet your knee. So go where the exit point is. Now for me, when I make the rotation, I'm just walking past you. So, I've got my body turning and then you touch me and I walk past you. Like that. I'm still making that wave. I've still got the body that's balanced and not movable, but making that wave. So that's the imagery, and that's why Thomas's description is really correct. It's like suddenly he reached out and touched the wave and went over with it, not that, this great big wave hooked him and pulled him and threw him. And this is the mindset that I'm trying to ask you to change. Like you're not throwing the other person. You're just creating a body that is going to throw them if they touch you. Yeah, so you're constantly spiraling and moving yourself in a way that is detrimental to them attacking you. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Not at all. Anyway, get up and practice. The more I talk, the less you can understand it. So we're going to introduce this thing, which is a little bit dangerous around other people, so be careful. So we're going to change the wave now. We did this wave, now we're going to do this wave. But we're going to do it with a stick because I really want to confuse you. Yeah. So the hands are light, because if I try to mechanically do this, I want you to give me some resistance, mate. So resist me here. If I grab and I try to mechanically do this, it doesn't happen. So I just make contact with it because I just want what's happening in my body to transfer, so keep that same level of resistance to transfer into the other person's body. Yeah? So it's just contact, and then I'm not doing this. Just try. I'm not pushing through. Does it feel like I'm pushing you?
No, you're like
You're rolling me.
There you go. Rolling me. Doo-doo, yeah. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter which way you spin this, yeah? Oh, grab it. We end up wrestling with this thing because it's a stick, and you don't need to do any of that. You know, it just becomes really light. Just touch it and then all your body. This shouldn't ever go out there. It should just be felt here. Not all the way over there. So we want to try to translate this wave into this thing. Even this way, this wave. It goes through the stick. You don't have to yank it. So we just start with the simple one. So the person grabs here and you grab here, and then you try to make the wave and then feel it expressed at the other end of it. But you just contact it lightly. Don't grab it light. Completely balanced, not forward. Here in the body.
So breathing into the...
Yep.
Still breathing on the
I'm still breathing in. I haven't just there. Yeah, tomorrow ask me, are you still breathing? Yeah, so the imagery is staying the same. It's not changing. Yeah, and I'm moving me. And this person comes and grabs a stick and they feel what I'm moving in me. When you start pushing, you're starting to push the other person. Yeah? I'm going to throw you again. You don't need to. You don't need to. It's not whoosh, it's inside you. Same. You saw that then, didn't you? Completely rolled the tanden ball and he just went off the end of it. I didn't even need to push in that direction. I just need to have contact with this, and the feeling of it goes into this stick and into the person that's attached to the stick.
You do need the intimacy to be close to him. If he's away, then you cannot push him.
Yeah. Because when he touches this, he's touching me.
Mm.
Yeah, and so then I'm just moving me again. I'm not trying to push or pull him. It's just what the motion that is inside of me. I'm trying to give that feeling to you. We do it, sometimes we do this, and then I'll do the cocking the arm movement, there. Then I'll get up and I'll go grab my hand, two hands, so I can do the J. And then same motion, same wave. It doesn't change, it's exactly the same thing. So we're here, and it's exactly the same thing. Yeah? Same wave. Same wave. Move the inside of your body. Don't push the person. Yeah, so it translates from this to whatever you want, if you've got a good imagination. And you're not trying to muscle the person. But the only way you're going to learn to do it is for everybody to get up off your bums and grab one of these, and I'll come over and try to help everybody. Okay? I really, really ummed and ahed about teaching this tonight because I knew that nobody would get it. So 5 years after the first time I taught it in Australia, I have people coming up to me going, I can finally do that. After 5 years of practicing. Yeah? because it's hard to know what you can't see. Well, I just threw Tony a minute ago, and I had somebody's hands all over my body. So, what happened? What did you feel? So he had his hands on my abdomen and my back.
Yeah, and suddenly it felt like it was releasing some tension here, building up tension here, and then it was exploding, not exploding, but just boom.
From the back.
Yeah, like this.
So there's a release of tension at the front and a build up of tension at the back.
Yeah.
So the ball was rolling this way and then that way.
And the funny thing is, everything else was completely immovable.
I didn't move any other part of my body, so
So
I was
just
trying to
like-
show that it's not. I'm not doing this with the Joe. I'm actually doing that circle inside my body.
So, like a ball rolling, and it had a lump on it. I felt the lump, and then it went to the...
It's like a doctor, he did the diagnosis now.
We found this is the best way to get the idea across, because it's hard for me to say to you, okay, I'm moving my inside parts, and you're looking at me like, like, what's he doing? You know, we don't really want to know what you're doing underneath your gi, Peter. But it's far easier. Like, I can't get everybody here to line up and touch my body because we'll be still here tomorrow morning and I'll be dead.
You have a big body, maybe more people.
I think I did it in Manchester, didn't I, guys? I got you all out to touch my body, but there was only like 4 or 5 people in the class. Because it's really hard to see what is in here. And all you see is the arm waving around, and suddenly you see somebody shoot across the room and you go, push! Now, that didn't really happen. He jumped for him. But then when you feel it off the end of the Joe, you realise that he didn't jump. And there's something more. You know, this is what we started to talk about in the first state. See the power of the mind? So we need to start to think a little bit bigger than just we're here waving our hands around. Yeah? It's really important. Like, not just I move my internal bits, but I also move my mind. Yeah, so it's that, like, you felt the ball rotate.
Actually, I have a good image for it. If you take an ellipse
Yes.
and you move the ellipse around.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. But that's moving, but in my mind, I'm rotating the earth. Yeah, so I'm trying to create enough torque, rotating your ellipse. In my mind, I'm not rotating the ellipse, I'm actually trying to rotate the circumference of the earth. So I'm trying to make enough torque in that connective tissue that I'm not just rotating the ellipse, I'm rotating the universe. And you feel that. Yeah, so we put the body mechanics together with the imagery. And that makes it even more powerful. But guess what? It takes a lot of hard work. That's why we talk about Shugyo and Sogi Harai and Tanren and all of this sort of stuff, because you come into the dojo and you can just play flippy floppies, or you can come into the dojo and you can really work on yourself. And even if it takes you 20 years to get this stuff, the whole time you'll just be working on yourself. And that's what it's really all about. It's about working on yourself. Polishing your mirror. You're not trying to polish his mirror. You're trying to polish your mirror. You know, trying to throw him around the mat, you're trying to help him polish his mirror. But you're really just trying to polish your mirror at the end of the day. He's got his own mirror that he needs to deal with. But once you start to get to that, I want to throw the person, I'm just moving me. 2 hands, mate. Same as you're holding the Joe. Yeah, so from here, just tenka. Yeah. And the same feeling, don't have tension in your arm, just make the action. Here, relax, seat the shoulder. Because there's 2 hands on it, the shoulder tends to pull up. So seat the shoulder. Good. The movement can be even smaller. And still, the person feels it expressed in the body. I think, who was I Somebody, who was I playing with? It felt like an electric shock, like that suddenness of, rather than, there's this mechanical, mechanically being moved or suddenly being moved. Yeah. So I want us to have a play with this now. Just The other thing that you'll notice is this tenkan, right, is not like this. This means you have no internal power. This is like, doesn't mean I don't have any. It's just that when you start to spread the force out like that, your feet, it's much harder to generate it. Yeah, it's much harder. Sorry.
No worries.
So keep the tenkan nice and compact within yourself, yeah? Within yourself. Yeah. Don't test yourself doing this because you'll rip your arm off or fall over. It takes a while to get to that stage where you can stand however you like and still throw people. But it's something we're all going to work up to. This is the journey now, yeah? Maruyama Sensei said it in 2002 at the very first seminar. He stood in front of like 160 people and he said, I don't do Ki Aikido anymore, I want to teach you all O Sensei's Aikido. Then he said to everybody in that room, there's two things you're going to need. The first one is a lot of hard work. The second one, and the most important, is beginner's mind. Beginner's mind. And he said that over and over and over again for the first hour. And it had such a big impact on me that I actually have it written on my belt. My belt doesn't say Peter, because I know I'm Peter. It says beginner's mind. Yeah? Of the 160 people that were in that room that day, there's 4 people that are still in Aikido Yuishinkai, and 3 of them are my students. So 160 people said to Sensei, oh yes, we'll be on this journey with you. And realised that it's too hard. But anything worth having isn't easy. So it's hard and it takes a lot of work. And it takes you outside your comfort zone. And you'll be stretched and you'll be frustrated and you'll be and you'll want to quit and then you'll come back, and so many emotions go through you along that journey. It's ridiculous. But the important thing is we keep trying. Yeah? That we don't just want to be stuck in the form. Yeah, there's something that's much greater than that can happen through us. Yeah, so we learn the form so that we can learn the structures of the body. And then we start to learn how to let go of those structures and how the energy can start to move through the body. And this is what I would say to you, this is what real Ki Aikido feels like. Like this is Ki, this is energy. This isn't mechanics. Yeah, and it's not just imagination, like you run at me and I go, oh, just fall over please, like you go this way, I throw you that way. There's something that can happen inside you that can change. It really, really changes you. It's great. And the other thing about it that I really love is that once you start to really understand it, you start to realise that it actually doesn't come through you. And O Sensei used to say it was a gift from the Kami. Yeah, he didn't say, I am Almighty O Sensei. He said, I've been given a gift by the universe and I want to give it to you. And it's that feeling, it's like the sudden realisation of the potentiality of what it is to be a human being and to be able to exist in this body and to realise all of these amazing things. And to realise, no, you know, like I'm Peter, but I'm not just Peter. It's so much greater than that. And that's Maruyama Sensei's message he wants to hand on to everybody. It's not just we come in here and play flippy floppies and go and have a beer together and everybody's happy. It's when we're here, we need to focus on trying to understand all of these things. And then so I say it tonight, you're not going to get to that, this whole weekend you won't get most of this stuff. But a lot of people have felt it now, and you'll go home and you'll go, I want to replicate that, and then 6 weeks from now you'll be training with Martin and you'll go, that was it, that's exactly what Peter felt like. And he'll go, ah. And this is how it happens. You start to bounce off each other. That was the feeling, that was it. Ah. Yeah, so we're looking for that feeling and over and over and over and over again. And I start to have you thinking about things in a different way, rather than just come in here, oh, boom, 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 boom. Nothing changes. So the journey is hard, and the journey takes you to restructure your mind. Beginner's mind, and it's hard work. And then one day, you may be able to understand what Mirama Sensei was talking about, O Sensei's Aikido, and O Sensei's message of being the universe. Just make sure you're a good universe. I don't want any bad universes. Yeah? So jump up again, and let's have a go at this 2 hands, turn, kokinagi. You will be relieved to know it's time to go home. Sorry? The clock's broken. Oh, still half an hour. Okay.